Good evening. So, the most important news for us today is that last week we have launched a new design of our website in 2 languages. I hope that everyone had time to get familiar with the website, with its contents and information. So please I would ask our engineer to provide a link to our website, because the personal account is different from the website. Because if a person was able to log on the personal account, he might not have been able probably to watch the website, because the design of the website is awesome, everybody is happy, and the designer deserves a very high mark for the job done. The second important moment, which is asked in our chat about pre-order of the balsam. There is no limitation for the pre-order time. It's not going to expire in 3 days or in a week. It's open now, and I think that the pre-order will be available up until end of July and probably until the end of August. We are going to have more information soon once the first batch of the balsam is produced. Once again, the price per bottle is 3,000 rubles, minimum order 3 bottles, because it makes no sense to order 1 bottle. To have a good result, you have to undergo a certain course of treatment. Next, as said before, the delivery is now paid by the company for all pre-orders. However, there is a condition that the company assumes a delivery limit for $25 per shipment only, because there are orders from abroad, and I'm not sure how much it's going to be. I think that this is quite enough for Russia. I think that it's possible to deliver our staff to Russia, probably Belarus, Europe, India or Asia. The price is not clear now. However, the company is paying the shipment price for within $25. Please consult our experts on the website and on a web chat. Please also be reminded that there is a wholesale discounts for wholesale balsam order, and you can have more information on our website and at our partners. We are going to make lists of our regional representatives in other countries to process large-scale orders, and they will represent our company and our preparation in their regions. If you have a wish to act as our regional representative, so let's start negotiations soon. I don't think that I have forgotten anything. Next point. The list of illnesses that our preparation works well on. It is expanding, and I would say that I have not expected that there could be so much positive feedback. It's even more than I expected. And the feedback that I receive from people, I'm just going to enumerate those diseases once again. It was voiced up at the previous webinar: COVID-19, pneumonia, herpes, cold-related illnesses, skin injuries, skin cancer, joint problems, male sexual diseases, prostate illnesses, apnea, skin facelift, headaches, parasites removal, chemotherapy rehabilitation, very good analysis and very good effect, diabetes, ovarian cyst, thrombophlebitis, cardiovascular dystonia and psoriasis. Also, if you take regular courses, there are some people who have HIV/AIDS and hepatitis C. The list is constantly expanding. The there are many illnesses that I have never heard of, but it's a pleasure to get feedback from our partners who have good results for treatment, because many people used to have real health issues that they had to cope for many years with, and the regular medicine was unhelpful. And it so happened that within 2 or 3 months, a person began feeling better using our balsam. His quality of life changed, and I think that this is a very good achievement for our company. Now I'm going to turn on a feedback from our partner who underwent this balsam course. He is telling about his results in that video. Alexander Yatskyevich from Belarus. A question. Female voice. Well, Sasha, the 2 months have passed since we got this immuno modifier, a balsam, and you started using it since the 1st of May. Male voice. May 1st was the first day. Alright, female voice. Please share your feedback and your feelings. Start with your diagnosis. Male voice. My problem is the gastrointestinal tract. The recent test showed 2 small ulcers of duodenum, chronic gastritis, and the mucus inflammation within or inside the stomach. Well, the stomach is my biggest problem since I was young. Since April, I had acute pains every day, both before meals and after meals, and I felt very acute pain, like knife sharp pain, and I worked physically, and I had a lot of discomfort. Following that, I underwent another research, and again it proved to be a duodenum ulcer. I had craniocerebral injury when I was young, and I have been having strong headaches since 18 years of age. MRI scan was not a big deal. It's like vegetative vascular dystonia, nothing major, fortunately. However, as far as I remember, the diagnosis is that headaches, I'm not sure they're gone. However, they're much less acute now, and again, the stomach pain is gone. I don't feel any pain in the stomach. Well, there is some discomfort, but it was just one course, right? After meals, if I keep up to a diet, it's better. My drinking discipline has been there with me for many years, and that's what I have observed. Another thing that I have been able to see is that it was following lymphosan. I used to have a belly rash, or rashes like wet ulcers, very itchy in nighttime, and they were wet, and it took long, and I have just take a picture before and after. And during taking this balsam, well, I also applied the coring or root balsam of Siberian Wellness, and I applied balsam with a spray on top. It helped me a lot during the night time because it was itching, and I had to, of course I had to just keep myself together because it provided some pain when I sprayed it on top of my belly, but then it stopped, and I just read it on the label that I could not only take it inside my body but also on my skin. And this was just one course, female voice, and that probably provoked that purification, because male voice, if we don't see what is happening inside, and we don't know what's happening outside as well. It did not take overnight, but it took 3 weeks to remove those ulcers. Before that, I work at a techno park, and I had to apply, how to say, a gauze under my t-shirt, not to stick to my belly, because there were crusts, and that spray made it, how to say, drier, and they're nearly gone after 3 weeks. This is it, and I'm very grateful to that preparation. We are also very grateful to that wonderful herbal nutrient. It's very, how to say, useful, very convenient and friendly. I don't have any option to put it in the fridge at work. However, I put it in my, how to say, pocket. Very, how to say, easy to use. And I'm going to use it going forward, because it's just one course. It takes 2-3 courses to remove it, especially on my belly. And I am going to show pictures. Well, Sasha, thank you. Thank you. This is the feedback. I saw the pictures. He asked me not to show pictures yet. Just I would ask him if it would be possible to show it later on. Sergey is keeping in touch with that guy, and I will ask him to check it. And this man is now having clear skin on his belly, and it used to be just one big red spot. There is another feedback from another person, but we will postpone it for the next time, because there could be some gap, as not so much feedback. That's why we are going to have one by one feedback. Next point is labeling. This is the final result of our label, how it's going to look like. There could probably some changes, however minor ones, and the first batch that we are going to produce will have Immuno Balm only as a brand name, so figure 14 will be removed and it will read Immuno Balm only. As the marketing company that we started to work with, they are not familiar with that process. We are now holding talks for a contract, and I think that the work will begin next week to promote the product. So now the brand name is just Immuno Balm. It could stay like this, or it could be Immuno Balm Resich or Sunich or Healer or whatever you want, but so far like this. Next point. What is Solaris? Many people may ask this question. This is a proposed name of our company to produce and market this balsam and other products that would stay in the company. Solar means sun, and Solaris is an option. So I think that this name should be good, even if we take another company as an example. They have been doing production since 1947. Their trade name is Solga. They produce dietary supplements and vitamins. And their brand name contains this solar theme. The label design was taken from that product because it looks very familiar. This is a dark glass bottle, and basically the dark glass is very nice for such a color, which is bronze or some metallic color. It looks very nice, and we don't have to change the color of the bottle. Most probably, if our marketing people are not against, this Solaris name will stay a brand name for our products going forward. A logo is like half sun. Will stay there, and I wrote this logo, and then it was worked on by the designer. I have mentioned our marketing agency that we have been talking to. Next point is that the new presentation slides in English and Russian are readily available. They are posted on our vk.com group and on our website, and this is a link to our sets of slides in English or Russian. I think that today or tomorrow the slides in French will be available, and our Vietnamese partners could help us out with the Vietnamese slides. Next point. The remaining participatory shares of the fifth stage, 41,600 out of 90K. It's more than 50%. About 40% are outstanding now of what has been there initially. The information is available on the vk.com website, and some information for those who are not aware of this. As already mentioned, the dividends are going to be paid step by step, depending on up until which time the investor has bought its share in the company. The closest date is the 15th of July, and all investors who have been able to purchase fully those participatory shares, the dividends for 2019 will be accrued on those shares for 2019. The next dividends will be accrued since the 15th of July to the 15th of August. It's going to be 90% of accrual, and following the 15th%, another gradation will apply, and all the information is available on the website. All the way through to 15th of July, including 15th of July. Next point. I got a call today from the production facility about the type of bottles for our concentrate. Our order is nearing its final stage. They promised us to finalize it by the end of the week, and most probably it could be ready today or tomorrow or on Monday, and we will be able to receive it, and our expert will check it. Today, there is the only problem is that we are having a factory as a bottleneck, as we expected that concentrate to be produced a little bit earlier. We wanted to get it last week, however, there is 1 week gap. Most probably I'm going to Sochi next week to talk to the developer on how to get ready product from the concentrate that we have from the factory to bottle. If there are no more delays related to shipments, my plan is that 10-12 days after, the balsam will be bottled and ready for shipment. The only bottleneck is labels for the bottles. However, I think that the first customers could get balsam without any label if there are no objections. So if the labels are lagging behind, it's up to you whether to get it with or without label. And the next point that I wanted to say is that we're now finalizing the commercial offer with for the automated bottling line. The invoice is to be paid tomorrow. There is a video. I'm going to show it to you from the producer how our production line will look like, for you to watch it once again. This is not our production line, this is a sample or specimen of how our line will look like, give or take some smaller details. A video voice. It's a similar production line. I'm going to explain it in more detail to you. All the bottles are fed from here. They are rotating and go to the conveyor belt. Then the conveyor belt is carrying them to the dosage pump with 6 nozzles, and then they are coming to the nozzles, which would go closer to the opening of the bottle, and the product will be fed from that tank directly. Following bottling, all the flasks or vials would go to the capping area with giving their cap orientation. This is the orientation device, and all caps would then go to the slope conveyor to go to the later to the capping area. And this is the rotating star. This is out of scope for commercial offer. So the capping is done like that. The rotational star is rotating to have one bottle at a time, and to cap each bottle at a time. And once it is oriented, once the bottle is capped, then it goes further to a labeling area. In your particular case, there will be a dater machine to stamp a date, and then the label would be glued to a flask. And then a roller works on a bottle, and then the bottle goes to the rotary table that takes bottles that are fully labeled and fully sealed with balsam inside. Let's take another look at it from the distance. A control panel. Everything is on non-vibrating stands, so there should be no vibrations at any process, and I think it's going to be fixed very well. Well, this is how our production line will look like. It's an automated line, as you have seen on the video. This is it for the major part of what I wanted to say, and now your questions. What is going to be a legal protection for investors? A question from Alexander. Answer. I'm not clear. It's not clear to me, Alexander. What do you mean? Which kind of protection and from whom? An investor is protected by the laws of the state where he stays. A question. What is the balsam price following production start? A question from Yegor. Answer. I'm not sure now. it's going to be visible closer to the start of production date. It depends on many things. Question: the distribution policies includes first 100 investors. What benefits will they have? Answer: what do you mean by first 100 investors? There is no list of such investors. There is a list of first 100 partners. 100 investors with a partnership status should get one course of the preparation from the company. But 100 investors, it's my first time that I hear about this. Question: do we need laboratory tests of the balsam? Alexander is asking. Answer: I'm not sure, Alexander, who needs that and for what. Question: have you tried to order more concentrate? Answer: yes, I have tried, and they told me that it was possible to order additional concentrate. Question: the first order was not for 10,000, probably 20 or 30,000 bottles, the first batch of concentrate to be supplied. Question: where the balsam is going to be produced, at which area? Answer: it's going to be our area, it will be our production facility. The task is, there is another news that we are going to register a Russian corporation to deal with, to produce the stuff, and we will apply for a license for alcohol-containing products. Question: will there be a herbal preparation this year, or this is finished in late May? Answer: the herbs are already prepared, and they are available in stock for those who collect it. Question: why the rotating star is not in scope? Answer: because we don't need it in our line. Question: which legal rights are available in our case for the company? Which legal rights do we have at the company? Are investors formalized, or are they part of the company? Answer: all investors are on the investor list that our accounting office maintains, and all investors are also subject to the investment agreement, and you have this agreement in your personal account, and once you log on to your personal account, it pops up on your monitor, and there is a prompt for you to get familiar with that investment contract, and all investors are legally binded by that contract. Question: medically speaking, our balsam is immunomodifier or adaptogen? Answer: our balsam cannot be considered from the medical point of view now, because this is not a medicinal drug by law. This is a dietary supplement or a food concentrate or a herbal concentrate, but it's not a medicinal drug or any medication. Therefore, nothing to ask experts for. The most important thing is that it works, and it gives good result, and it doesn't matter what's the name, immunomodifier or inhalator. Question: will first batch sell fast? Do we have to boost production? Answer: yes. I think that we will have another order in the coming days just to have extra stock, because the active advertising campaign, not to have something to sell. There are no more questions. Please go ahead with your questions, as there are many questions on the chat, and we're missing questions here during the webinar. All right, everybody is keeping silence now. There are 50 persons attending a webinar now, but there are no more questions. Why? Well, if it's all clear, there are usually no questions. Question: when is the date when the balsam trademark is finished? Answer: the trade name should be aligned with our marketing strategy and marketing agency. I want to thank you for what you're doing, and my big thanks to your team. It's a pleasure to hear such words, and thank you for giving such good feedback. On my behalf, I would like to just thank all investors and participants to be part of that project, to help us out, and to deliver all those things that we are now trying to perform despite all the difficulties that we're now facing. The project has been moving on, and the results, I would say, are even surpassing our expectations. I didn't quite understand what kind of labeling line. Which key opinion leaders would be on the project? Alexander, I don't quite know what you mean by key opinion leaders. There are many leaders on the project now. And if all of them work good, it's more than enough. Have you sorted out the problem with the etiquetting machine? Not yet. The labeling machine would be dealt with once we have to stick labels, because there are many other questions to do. Well, 13% in dividends, are they of taxes? Do they have to be paid by the company or by investors? Answer: as the dividends are to be paid by a non-Russian but by a Georgian company, the taxes have to be paid by investors. As taxpayers, as a Georgian company will not pay taxes in Russia. Are there any closure of the pre-orders? I think that the pre-order will be available before the end of the month, and then time will tell. What is the way to deliver balsam and which packaging? Answer: the packaging is being now designed. Every bottle will have its own box, and then we will work additionally on the set of 3 bottles probably. We're now trying to resolve this issue. The pre-order is available, and it's going to be there up until the end of July and maybe August. If only someone would buy a big batch of our product, and we will have to stop delivery. Let's hope for such, good partners. Theoretically speaking, such partners could buy out a lot of pre-orders, and we will be running out of sales. One of my friends today has told me to start marketing our product in Moscow City using his points of sale. So it's probably when there are more feedback, the advertisement campaign will be in full swing, and there will be a dedicated website for the preparation. I hope that there would be more such offers to buy a lot of stuff one-off. Question: what about the video slides of the company? Are you going to do that? Answer: it was planned to do, but still we're only having PDF presentations, and the question is, do we need to make a video presentation about our company? This is an open question now. Basically, there are video slides from our webinar, we may use it. And I'm not sure that it makes sense to spend money on setting up a special purpose video slides or video presentation, because a good video clip about the company costs a pretty penny, and I think that we could probably use that advertising budget for marketing the product itself. Question: any feedback from the stroke people? Answer: not yet, but those most probably that those who have taken the balsam probably had a stroke before, but it's not yet clear. Question: will the balsam be marketed from the personal account? Answer: I think so. We will think about it, how to get it done through the personal account. Probably there's going to be another personal account just to sell the balsam. Yes, Alexander, the information about the company is now widespread among the people, and I don't think that they need to have an extra video presentation to take a decision. I think that decision-making process now is more about looking at people's feedback who have been having the balsam, to see that it works, and if it works, the market will be there, and if the demand is there, the dividends will be paid, and the sales will be there, and if it's happening, it is worth buying a share, because it's going to be profitable going forward. Answer: yes, the actual working production facility will be a good argument in favor of the company, and once we start the automated line, the 5th stage will be over. There will be stage 6 or 7 or even the 8th stage of funding. We're now holding talks with another company who are doing advertising, and we will launch an advertising campaign to attract investments. We'll see how it goes. Theoretically speaking, if I say that if the advertising campaign works well, the financing stage can be done within 2 or 3 months. Question: what about the foreign investors? Are they growing? Yes, there are many investors from India, Vietnam, and Indonesia. They are undergoing verification now. Question: can we get a pre-order with a gift? Answer: what kind of gift do you mean? All questions for pre-orders and bonuses, please advise or address to the support web chat experts, because I'm not sure. Well, guys, the questions are over. I suggest that we should call it a webinar. I wish you a good weekend, good health, and please share information with your friends, partners, and let's just spread the word about our company. All the best to you, and until next time.